Okay, well, we're back.
Oh, are we back?
And action. Like we're some kind of characters in a show.
Welcome to the No Kidding Podcast.
We will never kid, ever. So.
But we will podcast.
All day.
Welcome. We talked about our vacations and fun
Summer
last time, so
vacations.
we can't talk about any of that this time.
No.
However, I did go to Discovery Cove.
Oh my gosh, I saw those pictures and I was so jealous. I can't even tell you. But in a good way, like not like envious in a bad way, but like wholeheartedly
Yes, you were.
happy and also jealous.
I did the whole trip just to make you jealous.
Well, I thought so. Because like that is the dream. Like, I mean, it's a sensitive subject, but
Right.
anyways, the look on your face and the dolphin's face when you were swimming next to each other, that was just like quintessential dream in my head of exactly how that moment would be.
Right.
A pure happiness. I was like,
Of course.
wow. Yeah.
You have to just give in and like vibe with the dolphin's energy.
Yeah. Was it
at
any point, was it just like, were you apprehensive at all? Were you like a little bit scared to be getting in the waters with these big, animals
Listen, no.
with fins? No?
They're
Okay.
fun. They're
No,
so
I
fun.
know they are.
They have those big, sharp mouths, but they're chill.
Yeah.
I wasn't worried about it.
Okay.
For those who haven't caught up, Discovery Cove is a place where it's famous for its dolphin encounters.
Oh yeah.
So it has a thing where you can actually like meet dolphins. It's kind of like a water park. They have a few attractions, which I'll talk about, but the one they're most known for, is the like person to person dolphin encounters where you can actually like get in the water with them and swim with them and stuff.
It's like my dream, to be honest, because dolphins, for the longest time, were probably my favorite animal for a very long. Okay, so I have changed.
Okay, so
Let's get down to brass tacks. I will no longer have a favorite of anything because I feel like that severely limits things, and also it prompts people to buy you things that only are that thing.
I know what you mean.
So therefore, I no longer have a favorite. However, dolphins are way up there on like my scale. Well, okay, as far I don't know, but I've evolved a lot too. Like I've broadened my horizons and I've dug deep into knowledge of other animals and other creatures on the planet. And so I have learned a huge appreciation for lots of other animals. That's another reason. So like, yes, they are. It would be a dream to have an encounter with, like, anytime I'm at the beach or paddleboarding or anywhere where there's like a dolphin, I'm like on cloud 9, even if it's like 20 feet away from me. I'm just like, hello, you're my best friend. Come over here. I will love you.
They were very clear in the dolphin encounter. They were like, this is the place to interact with a dolphin. If you see one in the wild, it is illegal. Do not ever interact with
but
like,
I mean,
a wild
if they
dolphin.
come over, I'm going to smile at them in their eyes and I will connect and we will be friends. That's
Ride
all I'm
off
saying.
into the sunset together.
Well, I don't know about that far, but we will like wave, high five maybe. Well, not only if it's only if
tail five.
Like only if they want to, and I'm not going to make them or anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if they
Coercion.
take it upon themselves to kiss my cheek, I'm not going to stop it. I'm just saying. However, like you had an amazing time, which, by the way, I always kind of had this envision of what Discovery Cove would be like in my head, just based off of like what my research was back. This was, oh my gosh, like 15 years ago or something like that. Like I had the opportunity to go and it didn't work out and I wasn't able to go. That seems to be the overarching theme of my life, but we'll save that for another day. Anyway, so it didn't work out. So then I was like so disappointed and I was like, oh gosh, one day I will definitely go. I'm so excited to one day go. And I just never went. But anyway, my vision of it was something different than what your pictures portrayed. So was this like a special part of Discovery Cove, or is that what Discovery Cove is like?
Well, I'll just go ahead and describe the whole experience.
Yeah, please
because
do.
This was honestly like this is the best, I would say, like quote in quotations, theme park experience I've had in a really long time.
Wow. Okay.
Theme parks are a big part of Orlando, right?
Yes.
So like we have experienced a lot of that kind of thing. I would say this is a smaller experience than most theme parks. Again, quote unquote. It's kind of a water park, kind of a zoo, I guess. Like there's it kind of merges a few ideas, but like it was pretty fascinating in the sense that like well, first of all, it was pretty expensive. It was like for like 5 people, it was like $2,000.
I'm sure.
Plus a little bit.
That's
so it's
a lot of people.
It's a big entry cost, but we got like a special event package because we were like celebrating a birthday and everything, and it was actually amazing. Like so the whole thing is like all inclusive, right? So you get there and they give you your own private cabana that's like hidden away, like it's not like in a walkway or anything. It's like back in some hedges.
Wow. And
we had this private cabana that has like a fan in it, a hammock, like a refrigerator that they stock full of like different beverages, and you can even ask them to put in like beer and wine, and that's all included. And they have like the locker there, so you can put your personal items, which I feel like is a huge detractor of most theme parks. Is like one of the most annoying things is like, what do I do with my stuff?
Yes.
Like, you gotta have stuff, and then there's like events and attractions and whatever, you know, you gotta go do. And you're like, what do I do with all my stuff?
True.
You feel like, or like at some point you get tired, you want some water, you want to like sit down somewhere, and like whatever, the restaurants are all like packed full of people and you can't sit anywhere. Mm-hmm. It's like you have your own private cabana, a little place where you can like go and like relax, and they have like free sunscreen there, so you can like, reapply, and it's all like animal safe sunscreen and everything. Mm-hmm. So like they recommend you use that, and like fresh towels, so you can always like dry off, because obviously it's like a water park kind of thing. And anything that you want, you just drop on the floor and your attendant comes and get it. So you have an attendant that comes by like every 30 minutes, and like if you're not there, he like tidies up your cabana, but like if you're there, he'll help you like get whatever you want. Like you can ask him for drinks, you can ask him like for to go get your photo package, for example. We got like photos and we wanted to go get that, like foods, like honestly, he's just like, whatever you need, I'm here for you.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like you have like a waiter essentially, which is like a really cool experience to just kind of be like, yeah, I want to like hang out in my cabana for a while and have this guy bring me wine.
This sounds so incredible.
Yeah, and like rock around in my hammock and just like chill out. And all the animals there, like they've never seen a predator in their life. Like like there were ducks coming in and like hanging out at my cabana, and like they were the cutest little ducks, and they would, if I put my fingers out, they'd just like nibble on my fingers because they were like so chill. Leaving the cabana, which was the first place we get, they have like I said, it's all inclusive, so they had like a whole buffet for breakfast that we went to. They have like chicken and waffles, that kind of thing, like eggs and sausage and bacon, all the like staples you'd expect. And then we went to the lazy river, which I felt like was going to be a very chill experience and like not super unique, but they make it all like a beach. Like everything is like very sandy. Like they put sand throughout the whole place, so you can just walk everywhere barefoot if you want to.
Wow.
Pretty much. I would still probably bring my shoes just for the bathrooms, because that's kind of weird.
Yeah, true.
But the going into the lazy river is like super chill. They had like little floaties, and at first it's like very shallow kiddie kind of area where like, you know, like little kids could be in if like even unsupervised probably. Mm-hmm. As you go, like there are parts where it gets like 8 feet deep, and you just kind of like hang out there, like hang on to your little, like it's like a pool noodle basically, and just kind of drift along the river there. And it actually takes you you go through like a little waterfall, and then you're in an aviary. So it's like a tinted, like netted aviary area. And I swear they must feed the birds from the like lazy river, because they like swoop down in between the like people floating in the river and stuff, and like all these like exotic birds and things.
Oh, okay.
It's really cool.
I was just like, birds are just like dive bomb me.
Yeah, like not attacking you, but like they just kind of sail in between the people, like looking out for food, I guess. And so it's like a really kind of fascinating experience. Like I don't know why they would get that low if, like, again, like I feel like none of the animals there have ever seen a predator in their life.
True.
But,
is there any fear of bird poop landing on your head?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I was wearing a hat through some of it, and I did find some bird poop on it.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So you know that's a concern, but you're in the water, so
don't
you know.
drink the water.
Well, no, yeah. I would. it's like barely chlorinated water, because I did see some of the birds like sipping in the water, so I think they try and keep it like not super chlorinated so they get sick, but
Right.
it is chlorinated a little bit. So yeah, I mean, you can always just dive down and rinse off if unfortunately you get hit with a bomb, but
Oh man.
you could also wear a hat or something if you are afraid of that. But yeah, it was like a super cool experience.
That
and they
sounds
had, like,
so good.
neat birds and stuff.
Okay, so the cabana thing is the special event thing. That's what you kind of ordered for the birthday event, right? That's not like
it is. I believe it is a like upgrade. Like it's part, like when you're building your package, you can add different things.
Okay.
But I think it is one of those things that you can include. I'm not sure if there was anything special about the cabana for this special event.
Okay. So the dolphin encounter is part of the Discovery Cove Water Park, or is it like a separate thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's part of. It's in there. It's not. It's like I think again, like when you're building your package, it's like an extra thing that you have to add in there.
Yeah.
Like I said, like with the price that I mentioned, that was that included like all the things we got. That included the dolphin encounter. It is like kind of like a lot of the park is open and you can just like go and do it at your leisure. That particular thing. So we just transitioned to that. Like once we got out of the lazy river, we went to the dolphin encounter, which is like you go to a special little cabana kind of thing, but it's like not your cabana. It's like just like one of the public ones, and you kind of go in and they give you like a little class on, you know, just how to listen to the trainer and like not poke the dolphin in the eye or whatever.
Right,
general safety stuff.
right.
And like don't go trying to pet dolphins in the wild or whatever. And take off your jewelry because they'll think it's a fish and eat you. All that stuff. So that is like it's a whole thing, and that you actually like go out there with a trainer, and it's very like on rails. They have like the trainers guide you on like how to interact with the dolphins and stuff.
True.
So that is like a separate thing that you can't just like do with, I think, a very like the most basic entry pass to Discovery Cove. Like wouldn't include that, for example, because it's like it's like an extra thing that you have to like schedule and pay for and stuff, and everything. But yeah, it's like the kind of thing that like if you just buy like the top tier package, it's super expensive. But I think at the end of the day, like if you think about like, because we got in like 5 people, like so when you get the cabana, it's just like for however many people. So that's like kind of a fixed cost for however many people you want to bring. So the more people you bring, the more value you get out of that, for example.
Okay.
And I think the all-inclusiveness as well. Like everybody that gets in, like they didn't have cash registers at any of the places you could get food, for example. So they don't even, I don't think there's a way to get in there without having an all-inclusive like food thing, which is another thing that I feel like is so great about, like it's so refreshing from going to your standard theme park, is like they always like get you on the food, right? It's like you're gonna buy food, you're gonna want to like get a beer, you're gonna want to like chill out and have some a burger or something, and you don't want to like pack your lunch beforehand and be carrying around like a little lunchbox. So they're gonna get you, and it's gonna be like super expensive for the most like whatever food, right?
Right. True.
And it was just so nice to not have to worry about that. It was like whenever I felt hungry, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go grab a slice of pizza or something. And the lines were super short because nobody's paying. Like they in like all the stands, they serve one thing. So like everybody is just, the line goes through super quick because they're just literally like handing people slices of pizza, and that's it.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like super cool to like go through there and just like get a snack and or get a smoothie or something and just like hang out at the, like basically it's like a long beach, and it starts at the lazy river, and then it goes to the dolphin encounter things, and you can sit there and like just watch the dolphins if it's not like your time or whatever,
Right.
which is fun.
Yeah.
On the other side of that, they have it's like a curated snorkeling, like man-made reef sort of thing, which is also like super cool. So we got to go over there, and they like give you like goggles and snorkel and everything, and you don't have to like bring anything. It's all, they're ready for you with the equipment and everything. So you just like put that on, and you go into this pool, and it's like shallow at first, and you kind of go in, it's salt water, and like immediately you start seeing like stingrays and sharks and stuff, which, well, okay, they're not sharks, quote unquote. The stingrays are in the shark family, so I don't know where they draw the line, but there are these animals that look like sharks. They're kind of flat. I guess they're more like on the stingray side of the family than the shark side of the family, but they look like sharks.
Okay.
They're like, there are no sharks in here. And I was like, okay, well, what is that?
Yeah.
But they were super chill. Like, They'll just like, again, another situation where it's like these animals have never seen a predator. Like you walk in and they immediately will like come and like swim right in between your legs. Like you're just like, oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, that
kind of
sounds
personal.
so fun though.
Yeah, like that sandpapery feel of like a shark like swimming through, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is so intense.
But like, if there is a situation where you really want to snorkel, but you're terrified of the ocean and you don't know how to like control that environment because it's so what's the word, like unpredictable, and this is kind of a good way to experience with like doing that without the fear of being mauled to death. I guess.
If you're afraid of seeing a shark, just come here and you'll see one instantly.
Yeah, that too.
But at least you know where it is. It's not hiding in the depths.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
No. Yeah. But it is very chill. The animals are like super nice, and yeah, you immediately will like start having stingrays come and like brush up against you and stuff. So be ready for that.
Wow.
I think they're all clipped. I didn't see any of them that had like the barbs on their tails. So
Makes sense.
it's all like, you know, kind of like family friendly. There were like little kids in there and stuff. But as you go deeper, it actually like it gets really deep. Like there are parts where they like carved a trench through the middle where it gets like substantially deep, probably like 10 feet, I would guess. And there's like there's like schools of fish like swimming around down there and stuff, and big stingrays, like big ones, like as big as me. Like I'm a 6-foot man for those who don't know, and like my arms like wider than my arms can go, you know.
Yeah.
And they're like the regular ones and the spotted ones, like the leopard kind of looking ones.
Mm-hmm.
It was like super cool to see those.
That is really cool.
And again, super chill. Like they've never seen a predator in their life. I dove down, like swam down into the trench, and was like kind of swimming along it. And I was just like swimming through schools of fish that were like bumping up against me, and like stingrays that were like sliding past me. That pool is dense with animals. Like there is like in the areas where people aren't normally, like they kind of congregate. Obviously they're not like really bothered by people because they were like running into me, but like I guess they, you know, just kind of in general like go to the less human areas.
Right. You kind of have to seek them out most of the time.
Yeah, well, that's super, like there are fish and stingrays and the sharks pretty much everywhere, quote unquote sharks, but they're just thinner in the areas where like more than you would see them in the wild, like, you know, when you normally would go to snorkeling, and like, you know, we go in like West Palm to the inlet, you know, you would expect to see like maybe a nurse shark like every once in a while, kind of from a distance. You'd be like, oh, look over there, like you can see one in between the rocks. Like it's so much more dense than that, just even in like the quote unquote not dense areas. But yeah, and then you like dive down in the trench, and like those fish like don't even care. Like you like swim right through. There was a bunch that were just kind of like, I don't know what you call it, hovering, like not moving, like just kind of like staying in one spot. And I just kind of like swam like literally through them, expecting them to like scatter or something, and they just kind of like, I would bump into them and they're like, whatever.
Oh my gosh.
They're super chill.
Wow. So you're like snorkeling though, right? And then you can dive down and okay.
Yeah. And so I had to like surface and do my little blowhole trick.
Sure. Okay. Got it. Wow.
And then it was super cool. And then they actually have an area where a wall of the of that like snorkeling area is glass, and so you can like swim down and look through the glass like underwater, and it's actually like an aquarium of sharks, like actual like dangerous sharks, I guess, quote unquote, like the more aggressive types, like hammerheads and makos or whatever, like through the glass, and you can kind of like feel sort of like you're swimming with them, because, you know, it's just a piece of glass in between you and you're underwater with them. So it's kind of like neat to see them like swimming there, and like I'm almost swimming with the sharks, but I'm totally safe.
But with a safe barrier in your way.
But I'm totally safe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was just a super cool experience. The one thing that I feel like maybe could be a negative of this is like, I don't know what would happen if you got rained out for the whole time, because we did get rained out for about an hour. And I mean, I guess you're just kind of screwed if that happens.
Is your cabana covered?
Yeah, the cabana it's like a covered area, and we went back there. But they do close everything. They kick everybody out of the water because they can't like have people in water if there's like lightning nearby.
Yeah.
So, you know, for that, it's kind of it kind of sucks. But the attendant was like super like, oh hey guys, like he was obviously like high key like out there like making sure everybody was still having fun.
Yeah.
He was like coming by, and he even gave us some of the like fancy expensive drinks that they actually I say expensive, it's a $40 upgrade if you want to get like fancy mixed drinks.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know, stuff with like hard liquor and stuff in them. And he brought us some of those like just for free, just to be like, hey, you want to try some of the nice drinks? And then like he brought us like warm cookies and pretzels and stuff.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
just like while we were hanging out in the cabana to like make sure we were having a good time.
Oh
so
wow.
It is very cool. I mean, it feels
amazing.
very like, yeah.
I think also another drawback, like a negative, is that you spend that time there, you have that experience. Like you will never be able to go to the beach and enjoy it the same.
Yeah, honestly, like I like as somebody, this is coming from somebody who really dislikes the beach. I hate like
you're not
the
a beach
sand
fan.
and the salt water and the mixture of the two. I honestly don't mind the ocean so much. If I'm like out on the ocean, it's fine.
Yeah.
But like direct sunlight in the sand is like my nightmare. It's part of the reason I hate stories about the desert, as we talked about before.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like a terrible experience for me. I don't know, but like a covered, nice, like cool cabana with a hammock and a fan and a cool beer.
Oh, amazing.
Like there was literally like a fridge there with all the beverages you can have, just like to chill out. So nice.
Exactly.
And they had a flock of flamingos that they'd walk around.
I
every
saw
now and then.
that. There was like lawn chairs and then like surrounding these flamingos just walking. I'm like, do people actually lay out on those same lawn chairs that these flamingos are just congregating around?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
all that's just like, it's basically like a beachfront. You can go like sit out in the lawn chairs and chill if you want to. I didn't want to do that because it's just like in the sun.
Right, in the sun.
Honestly, most of the, the snorkeling thing was kind of in the sun, and I guess the dolphin one was pretty in the sun too. But honestly, the dolphin one, they have to keep that water super cold for the dolphins. So it's like, it's not quite as cold as the mountain water, but it's like, it's kind of chilly.
Cooler, yeah. Makes sense.
So they give you a wetsuit to kind of offset it, but it's actually kind of nice to be in the cool
I'm
water
sure.
with the sun and everything.
So
I mean, that was nice. And then they have the lazy river it's almost completely shaded. Like it's all very tree covered. So I would say it's my biggest attractor of the beach is the sun. So that was nice. They did have the sand, but honestly, it was nice to be able to walk around like barefoot and like with the flamingos and everything, just kind of chilling.
was it like hot sand? Because I know at the beach here in Florida, it is burning your feet hot.
It got a little spicy at times, but they have like umbrellas above, like, I don't know, every 5 of those lawn chairs will have a little umbrella.
Okay.
And so you could kind of like run
to
from
the
shade
shade.
spot to shade spot.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
It sounds like a fantasy, like oasis situation where it's obviously it's not reality because you go to the beach, they don't have all that, but it's nice. Yeah. It's like
Ruins the beach for sure.
It's the ideal, sort of like scenarios. So I was wondering, because it sounds so good, so nice. It sounds like it's more of an adult thing. Were there a lot of kids there, or would you say it was less?
There were kids. I guess. I would say there were plenty of kids. I didn't see any kids doing the dolphin thing. I don't know if there's an age limit, actually, now that you say that.
Maybe. But were they snorkeling? You
there.
said they were snorkeling. I think you said that.
Yeah, there was a lot of kids like in the snorkeling areas. There were some of them kind of got close to, it would be about 4 to 5 feet around the trench.
Yeah.
And then obviously it gets like really deep, like 10 feet. So I saw a few of them kind of, there's like, the trench is kind of bordered by big rocks. So they would like swim over and stand on the rock. And then they would kind of like dip their face in so that they could like look into the trench and see the like fish down there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were like the really shallow areas where obviously it's like it's meant to feel like the ocean. So it comes in at a slant. So it's like a
right.
Like ramped pool, so you can walk in, and in the kind of like shallower areas you can hang out. And the stingrays love that area. Like they're zipping all over that area. So
cool.
They're very chill.
Well, I'm glad you got to enjoy that. I was just going through those pictures like, wow, that looks amazing and super cool that you guys did that. Did Angela have fun? Because it was for her birthday, so I'm assuming she had a good time. Cool.
Yeah, and they're like part of the event package. Like that was another thing. They included the photos, which was like so cool. That was a one other thing that is like so tiring about most amusement parks is they like
Yes.
upcharge you on the photos. Like, oh hey, you can't have a camera right now because you were on an amusement park ride. Well, we got a photo of you and you won it, right? So you're gonna pay us like $15 for this like digital photo.
Yes. True.
They like straight up gave us all of the digital photos of the Dolphin experience. They gave us they even allowed us to pick out like 8 we could print out in like pretty big size.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, dang, that's so super cool. That's all included. So it's like
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about, because like obviously it's a water park. You can't like bring your camera around with you unless you have
Right.
like a waterproof phone.
That's true.
So it was super cool. And then they included a little surprise for her where they brought her a buoy. So they like it was like I guess it's a toy that they used to like play with the dolphins. So like throw these little like you see on the side, like tied to the side of ships so they don't like bump up against the docks, you know, those little like white like buoy things. They'll like throw them to dolphins and they'll play with them and stuff. And they got a special one for Angela where they like printed her name on it and was like happy birthday, and they had the dolphin like grab it and bring it over to her personally and like
That's
hand
so
it to her.
cute.
And she was like, oh my god.
Wow.
So it was like super cool. Yeah.
That is
they were,
so cool.
Yeah, they were great about that. And they like the only thing that you really have to have on you most of the time is there's a little like ID badge that they put on a lanyard for you. So it's like it's like your ticket, I guess, to like show people you have it. And if anybody's there for an event, they give them like a special lanyard that like says like happy birthday on it or something. And then so the staff will know and they'll like say like, oh my god, happy birthday, and they'll like, you know, give you something or like be extra nice to you. Or like one of the things the attendant came by and made like a little birthday cake out of towels in the cabana. So like when we came back one time, it said like happy birthday Angela and everything on there.
Wow, that is so
yeah,
cool.
it was super cute.
That is so neat. I'm so glad that she got to do that specifically because it was her day. But it looked like you all had the most fun. It sounds like it's such a sponsored thing. Like, oh, everybody go to Discovery Cove. But
yeah, if you haven't heard me, go to Discovery Cove, use code Andrew at the checkout.
Don't do that.
No.
You won't get any discount. But so what's
not sponsored.
What's interesting to me is I always thought that Aquatica and Discovery Cove were like part of the same park, but Discovery Cove was more geared towards the dolphin encounter. But I thought it was like part of the same park, but I think they're completely separate parks, right? Do you know?
Yeah, they're totally separate. I didn't see anything Aquatica around.
Oh, okay. Because they're both owned by, I think, the SeaWorld, right?
SeaWorld, yeah.
So I think that's interesting.
It's like obviously it carries all of the ethical concerns of a zoo, I guess, where you're kind of like, I don't know, like obviously there's a lot of contention around animals being in captivities, particularly aquatic animals being in captivity. So, you know, it's whether you want to support such a company is up to you.
But I mean, SeaWorld has like gone leaps and bounds into improving their treatments of animals, and they've 100% like always been towards more about the education and like learning and preserving the care of animals. That's how it all started. So it's just it kind of got out of control there with like making money. Yeah, making money out of just, you know, the exploitation of animals. But you know, I do know that they take very good care of their animals. They're like treated better than humans, you know, like they're very
I mean, I felt like the dolphins were very happy and very, I mean, obviously they're trained to do happy things, but
but they take a lot of time off and they rotate them and like
but also like all the trainers knew each of the dolphins. Like I could see like them even calling out to like the dolphins that were going by to another like encounter that wasn't ours or something. Like they'd be like, oh my god, that's Kyla, hi Kyla. She would like wave her tail or something. And I'm like, oh,
that's so cool.
So
yeah,
you know,
one day I will
to be having a
definitely check that out because that sounds so dreamy.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. It was very cool.
Yeah, it's been like a really cool summer. I feel like we've done so many interesting things. It's weird because as an adult, you feel like summer isn't really a thing anymore, you know? Like,
yeah.
But if you can make time to do little things, not always like big things like Discovery Cove, but at least take some time to just play and have fun and enjoy yourself. I think that's very important because you still deserve a summer too, just like the kiddos do. Probably more than the kiddos do, to be honest. I was talking to one of my patients actually today, and he had a very big summer. He went overseas and basically globetrotted for 3 months. And so this was the first time I'd seen him since he got back. And I was like,
Wow.
dude, like you guys just like went all over the place. And did it feel like it was a long time? And he's like, yeah, I kind of felt like it was a long time, but it also didn't feel long enough. And he said, I think that we should propose like something that where we're in school for a year, but then we also take a year off to just have fun. I was like,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm for that. But I do think that, those experiences are, just, I don't know about just as important, but I feel like in a way they kind of are so important for development and learning and finding like growth in yourself as a person, to just like have those fun experiences and experience different cultures and different like outside of your normal day-to-day activities.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's just not enough time for that, and it's not prioritized enough. And I don't know, I just feel like it would be kind of nice to make that a part of everyone's life in some way. It doesn't have to be like you go across to another country, but just taking that time to have those happy, joyful experiences to really fill yourself up. I feel like you would be a better student too, and worker and everything, if you had those sort of breaks. So if you haven't taken a break in a while, this is your what is it? This is your sign.
Is your weekly reminder.
This is your weekly reminder.
Go take a break.
Please go take a break.
That is definitely like work-life balance is a huge thing, and I
Yeah.
think that companies could do more to promote it.
Right. And it doesn't have to be the theme park. However, I speaking of theme parks, since we're on the topic, I just got tickets today to go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Oh, cool.
For which I, it was kind of like my friend wanted to go, and she was kind of like, oh, I don't know. We were on the fence for a long time because it is expensive. And I was like, I don't know, because Disney, man, their prices have skyrocketed over the last couple of years. And it's...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what makes Discovery
Right.
Cove like more and more worth it.
Yeah, I know. Like maybe I should be shifting my focus here. But anyways, I was kind of waiting on her to deliberate and figure out like if it was something she really wanted to do. And I was like, if you really want to do it, I will go. And also, I've never done that before. Like I've never been to Disney's Halloween thing. It's such a mouthful to say. So I'm not going to say it again, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. The Halloween thing.
Yeah, the Halloween thing. And Mike was kind of encouraging me to go because he has been on like a Disney kick lately. He's very much into, I don't know what happened, but like it started off, I want to say like a year ago. He just like out of boredom, he likes having things on in the background, like entertainment. He always has to have like something playing on in the background, whether it's music or a TV show that he already has watched, so he doesn't have to pay a lot of attention to, or YouTube videos or something. So anyways, he started watching, well, he's always been into like Twitch streaming, but like live streams, but he started watching Disney streams where they just like stream, like live stream a day at Disney. And certain streamers, that's like their livelihood. That's what they do. So they go like every day or multiple times in a week. And so he just got used to these people and he got kind of invested in it, I guess. And then he started realizing there's so much about Disney that he didn't know. And there's so many like little parts of the parks that he never even knew existed. So he really got into that. And so he's kind of dragged me into that universe a little bit. And so we usually watch it like here and there. He watches it way more than I do, but he talks about it a lot because it's like on his mind. It's something he's interested in. Anyway, so he's like, oh, you gotta go because then you can, because we've watched the streams of the park when it's during the Halloween, but I've never actually been to the park, so I haven't experienced it in person. So I think he wants to live vicariously a little bit through me by
So, it's like bring your GoPro, live stream everything.
Yeah, I know. That's such an interesting world to me, the live streaming thing, to be honest. Like, I'm so intrigued by it for the sense of like, that's their job, and it's interesting, and it's like I can understand it, but Disney obviously is not my genre that I would gravitate towards. Like, no way. But for me, I like they do the same thing every day, and I guess since watching them, I realize it's not always the same thing. There is a lot of things that are unpredictable about the day, obviously. Like he sees different shows, he sees different there's lots of like little entertainments going on the streets, of Disney that
there's like little performances and
yeah
parades and stilt walkers or whatever.
Yes. And but there are certain things that he does every day. Like he will do, like he goes to the piano players and watches them every day, and which is funny because Mike's like really into music, and so that's partly what drew him in.
Yeah.
Is because like at least one of the streamers really showcases all the musical aspects of Disney, like the Disney parks and like what they do musically, and so he's into that.
That is cool.
Yeah, like
the whole musical side of it.
Yeah, and actually they're really good at the music.
And that's how you get like all the content, right? It's like everybody's like, okay, this is obviously a market. There's Disney streamers, but then you can have like your subgenres.
Yes, but
like
you won't.
Musical.
You just don't understand like how popular Disney. I mean, I think like we as being Floridians know how big Disney is. However,
right.
I don't like Disney streaming is like a huge market. Like there are tons of people that watch these streams like every single day. They're obsessed. Like people are obsessed with Disney to the point where
the Disney adults.
Yes. And so that was kind of my point, was that like I personally don't think I could do the same thing every single day. Like I would get really burnt out, I think, from that. So I don't know. If I ever did stream, I would have to like live stream my travels or something and go somewhere new. I don't know. Maybe one day. Let me know in the comments, in the description, if that's something you would watch. But anyways, I think we're about done with our theme park chats.
Theme park chats?
Yeah. Let us know if there's a theme park that you love, that you prefer. Have you ever been?
Are you a Disney adult?
Yeah. Are you a Disney adult? Are you a SeaWorld adult? Are you a Universal adult? Are you a Dollywood adult? Are you... Oh, one day I would love to go to Tokyo Disney, though. That is on my bucket list.
Yeah, that is one of those that's like, they go next level.
Yeah, they're like a whole different...
They put us to shame.
Yes, it's ridiculous. But let us know, like, what you like, if you like it, or if you're like, theme parks, no. Because I can understand that 100% too, so.
What about the weirdos?
It's time to leave. Farewell.
See you later.
Bye.
So long, pretty well, pip, pip, cheerio, we'll be back soon.
They can't hear you, Lisa. They can't hear the duck quacks.
Was that you? I was like, okay. I swear I heard a duck quack. I love you. Bye-bye. Duck quack.